Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups for today. So we had pretty much a big up and down day. If you actually look at the daily, you'll see another big range bar there. Uh, there is a grouping of the oscillator to the downside here, but no crossover just yet. Well, when I talk crossover over the 20, and obviously we do have this level up here, which was a rejection yesterday, well, almost a rejection yesterday. So let's just get down to the levels we want to be trading today. So at the moment, you can see sort of the big up and down day, the massive up and down day, but also a pretty strong rejection in this area. And I just want to get down to the 3 hour because that's probably the important chart at the moment. So firstly, that was the level we were aiming for, 38.10, so 38.10, 3800. It has been rejected. So if you come back to the 8 hour, you'll see a pin bar rejection of 3800. So that's pretty much in force. What we'd be looking for in the higher time frames is actual move below as we have now, which indicates the probability of it moving to the downside with a stop up here. Other thing here is you have a hanging man. This green bar here is a hanging man, and then you have the engulfing bar there again, off a major level being 3800. So last thing here is divergence. High price making a new high, and oscillators making a new low with a crossover brewing below the 80, pointing to the downside. I suspect we are going to be moving down today. So if we get down to the hour, I mean, that's the area we want to be trading at the moment. A couple of things. So we in between the 155 and the lower moving averages, or the faster moving averages, should I say. And that always indicates we are ranging. So we need to wait for some kind of a break. Now, if you look at the hour, yesterday we had a grouping to the downside here in this zone I gave you. Well, you can see how much support was found there, and the buyers came in pretty strong, sort of the first couple of hours, but then as the market opened, they came in really strong for 2 hours, and then got rid of their quick scalps. So at the moment, I am assuming we still have another move to the downside right now. It's could be another leg up to just find some structure. So in other words, reject 3783. That's the closest bit of structure. This is looking like a bit of a flag as well, which could, if it does play out, break above this 3810. If it starts breaking up above 3810, I would be looking for a move above this area here, which is 3842. That would then start indicating a potential reversal on the higher time frames. But I just want to come back to the 3 hour because this range bar here is still very much in play. And the interesting thing about that, if I just use my Fibonacci tool here, you'll see the rejection inside that range bar was around the 61.8 and 50%. You can see this level here is the 50% of that range bar. And for those of you that watch often, you'll notice that I always refer to that 50% of a range. It's always something you need to pay attention to. So that range bar is still in play. It needs to break one way or another. And if it breaks the upside, then you're looking for a range target to the upside. If it breaks the downside, you're looking for a range target to the downside. So keep that in the back of your mind. It's definitely still a probability. So let's get down to the 15 minutes, and this is where chaos happens. You can see a move to the downside, as we were expecting yesterday. We got the move down, but then buyers came straight in, really strong, push price up, and now we're stuck in amongst moving averages on the 15 minutes. Basically what we're looking for here, and I'm just going to use a block on the 15, that is your current bit of structure or your range. So if you start breaking up above 37.73, then expect another move to the upside. If you get through 3800, then, or should I rather say 37.83, then you're looking at 38.10 to be tested again. So that is very much a possibility. And if you start breaking below the structure here, these moving averages, in other words, break below, come back and test it, then you're definitely looking at 3,700 as a test below. So possibly ranging between 3,800 and 3,700 right now. I think that's what's on the cards for today. And doesn't really matter because it's 400 point rush. So you're gonna have to look for a stop loss strategy where your stop loss is just above the structure. So if you look at this pin bar, obviously I wouldn't want to be trading that a pin bar trade here. There's no real structure. We're in amongst moving averages. I'd want us below or above moving averages for that to happen. But basically, just to highlight the situation, you'd be looking for a trade there with a stop there. So that would be an 87 point stop loss for a 400 point gain. So that's kind of the stop loss strategy you're looking for. Wait for the structure, put your stop loss just above that structure. And you can see here as well, inside bar. And whenever you've got an inside bar and a engulfing bar, you're always looking for a second pattern. And then when you get the second pattern, like we had here, you're looking for a break below the swing low before you jump in, because otherwise you often get a third attempt at that level as well. Same thing here, 1, 2, 3 attempts. Okay, so that's kind of my view at the moment, and I actually just want to put that in there as well, because that was the swing low. And if you look to the left, there is some structure here. So that is the area that I'd be paying attention to as well. So 37.60 area for a rejection. We get a rejection there. Look for the price action on that level, and then you're looking for a move to the downside. Start breaking this level here at 37.40. Then you have a pretty clear path down to 3,700. Then the converse is true if you start moving to the upside. Find support here at 37.60. Break up, come back, find support. Then you have a fairly strong probability of first targeting 37.73 and then 37.83. Get through 37.83, I suspect 38.10 would be the level. So, and I would take profit up here and then look for a potential short up here as well. And that would be off the higher time frames. Anyway, that's kind of my view today. I suspect we're probably going to be just as volatile. Or range bound, should I say. And you can see once we've got all the levels in and you just zoom out to the higher time frames, you'll see there's a lot going on in this area. We're going to need to break this area completely to the upside for any move back to the structure that's up here, which is at 40.74, and we're also going to need to break below sort of this double bottom formed last week for a move back down to that 36 area. So that's kind of my view at the moment. Favoring the shorts. We are in a downtrend, so that's kind of the way that we need to play this. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.